and backed by West Midlands Police. Maccabi Tel Aviv are due to visit Villa Park in the Europa League on the 6th of November. West Midlands Conservative MP Saqib Bhatti says he's horrified by the ban.
It's a bad decision for the Jewish community. After 2 years of protests where anything goes, the attack in Manchester, and now this.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
From the studios of Extreme Sports in Hastings, Nebraska, we present Huddle Up, a great way to start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you need, interesting interviews, and friendly conversation from two guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy, Mike Will and Tyson Havronic.
Hey everyone, welcome to a Friday. It is the 17th day of October for 2025. Mike Will, Tyson Havronic standing by. We've got all of your news, weather, and sports that you need to get you up and get you going here. A lot to talk about here today. Of course, the Nebraska football team going to be in action tonight. A rare Friday night game as the Huskers play in Minnesota against the Golden Gophers. Talk about that coming up. The Nebraska volleyball team also on the road this weekend. They're playing up in Michigan. They've got games against Michigan State and Michigan planned for this weekend. The women's soccer team, they played out west last night. They beat USC by the score of 3-2. The Huskers will stay in Los Angeles. They'll take on UCLA on Sunday. Oh, wait. It's time for the winter sports season. The Nebraska men's basketball team will host BYU in an exhibition game coming up on Saturday in Lincoln. Hastings College football team has got a tough one this weekend as they take on the Concordia Bulldogs at Lloyd Wilson Field. We'll talk with Patrick Daberco today, the head coach for the Concordia Bulldogs, on the show today. The preseason basketball polls are out in the Great Plains Athletic Conference. We'll tell you where the Broncos landed in the preseason polls. We've got some softball talk. Hastings St. Cecilia heading to the state championship game for the first time in a couple of years. They're going to play on Monday down in Lincoln at Bolin Stadium, the home of the Huskers. High school football, the NFL, Major League Baseball, and more. All on the plate here today as we swing over to the Western Studios. Welcome in, Tyson Havronic. Good morning.
And hey, good morning. Yeah, happy game day morning, I guess, if you call it that. It feels weird. I still hate it. I mean, years removed, I know we've been slowly getting accustomed to this Friday night football stuff from the Big Ten, but I still hate it. Nothing feels right about having a game day at 7 o'clock on a Friday night. It's just all off. My entire week and weekend now thrown into oblivion thanks to just one subtle change. Husker football belongs on Saturday afternoons. Period. Friday after Thanksgiving. End of story. End of discussion. No more. No mas. Like, I don't care what it takes. If we have to buy out of playing Friday night football, somebody pony up some damn money and give it to the Big Ten so we don't have to play football on Friday nights. It's beyond stupid, and I hate every bit about it.
Well, didn't that all start when we were not very good? So they stick teams that are not very good on Friday nights.
It all started when we loaded up the conference with 18 teams and didn't have enough networks to put them on a Saturday afternoon, despite being told when we joined the Big Ten, oh, everyone's going to have an opportunity to play on the Big Ten network. Well, then we had to go to these different streaming services, and those different streaming services says, well, why not put you on a Friday night time slot? And yeah, we weren't very good, but at the same time, you know, everybody takes a share except for, I think, Michigan, who essentially bought their way out of going to the Big Ten. They said, hey, we're not playing football on Fridays. We like copy, paste. Nebraska needs to do the same.
Yeah, why can't we do that?
This is bullshit.
Yeah, why can't we do that?
Yep.
So, anyway, It is what it is. We play tonight, Minnesota and Nebraska, 7 o'clock starting time. You'll be able to see it on the Fox. Nebraska volleyball going to be playing at 6 o'clock tonight. That's wonderful. Nebraska volleyball at 6. They're going to be playing at Michigan. So, yeah, picture-in-picture tonight, or a couple of TV sets set up for your home parties.
DBK's like, ladies, this needs to last 45 minutes. We have to sweep Michigan.
We have to sweep because we got to get ready for football.
Yeah, we have to sweep. We got people that are going to be watching Husker football. Let's end this baby in 45 minutes. Short and sweet. Get the job done. On to football we go.
All right, so a lot to talk about today. NFL last night. Here we go again. Thursday night. Guess what happened?
Ooh, what happened?
The underdog won.
Oh, shocker.
Cincinnati beat Pittsburgh 33-31. Evan McPherson hit a 36-yard field goal with 7 seconds remaining as Cincinnati beat Pittsburgh 33-31. And guess who drove the Bengals into field goal position there at the end of the ball game to win it for the Bengals?
The combined age of the two starting quarterbacks was 84 years old.
I guess
The combined age of the starting quarterbacks was 84.
Joe Flacco and Aaron Rodgers. Anyway, Flacco does it again. Game on the line. He drove his team into field goal position. And 7 seconds to go, Evan McPherson hit a 36-yard field goal to give Cincinnati a much-needed win. Aaron Rodgers, by the way, the quarterback for Pittsburgh, he completed 23 of 34 passes last night for his season-high 249 yards with 4 touchdowns, couple of picks. With his performance last night, he moves into 5th place now, the all-time passing yards list, as he goes by Ben Roethlisberger, former Pittsburgh quarterback. So Aaron Rodgers now in 5th place. He's got 64,222 yards passing in his career. The top 4 on the list in passing yards all time.
Mm-hmm.
Brett Favre is in at number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Peyton Manning, number 3. Drew Brees, number 2. Tom Brady is on top of the list.
There you
go. Aaron's got some distance to go here. He's in 5th, 74,222 yards. Brett Favre is currently 4th with 71,838. Tom Brady is on top of the list with 89,214 yards passing. So at that pace, Aaron Rodgers is going to have to stick around for a while. That's probably not going to be the case. He's probably not even going to catch Brett Favre for.
I don't think Rodgers gives a damn about records. I think he just likes playing football. If his mind palace tells him it's okay to keep playing football, but no, he's done after this year. Got to be.
I don't
know. Credit. I got to give credit where credit's due. Shaner. He makes the gutsy quarterback change. Sitting with Kyler Murray, Michael Penix Jr., all riding the bench. He rolls the dice on the Joe Flacco machine, and just like Cher, turned back time and has jumped out to a pretty healthy lead. 25 points from old Joe Flacco.
In our fantasy football league.
15 from T. Higgins.
So, I didn't even check my fantasy roster this week.
That's going to be a problem.
Because I'll do it today. I just haven't had time to really look at it this week. I don't, that's not on my radar screen every day when I wake up, my fantasy football team. I had
it's not.
more things to do this week than worry about my fantasy football league team.
No wonder you're last.
I don't maybe just give a damn until the weekend. Football shouldn't be played on Thursday, so I have to worry about it.
It shouldn't be played on Friday either.
I'm with you. NFL game should be on Sunday, so I can concentrate on my fantasy football team.
Right.
I shouldn't have to worry about Thursday. So I hope I did well.
Also shouldn't be played across the pond in England at 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Any hoodles. We'll get to Husker predictions. Shaner's already made his. That'll come up at the tail end of the show. We'll do some predictions here on a Friday. Normally, we do predictions after coming out of a coach interview, but we don't have the Husker coaching staff because they're already on the road because it's a short week. But we'll still get to Husker score predictions here as we take on the Gophers tonight.
Yeah, if you want to leave your score prediction with us on our social media sites, go ahead. We'll pass those along. Drop us a message on the social media sites, or if you want to give us a call, heck, if you want to talk about the game, go ahead, 402-834-1330, 402-834-1330. That's the Hamilton Telecommunications fan line. So if you'd like to chat about the ball game or anything else on your mind today, give us a buzz if you'd like. Cross one name off of the Penn State list. Kurt Cignetti at Indiana. He was,
He got paid.
Yeah, he got paid at Indiana. They gave him a new 8-year contract. He's a guy with the Hoosiers to a 10-2 record, surprising the college football playoffs with his appearance in his first season at the school. This year, the third-ranked Hoosiers are 6-0 going into Saturday's game against Michigan State. He was named the Big Ten Coach of the Year, National Coach of the Year last year. Hoosiers are 17-2 under this guy, including 11-1 against the Big Ten opponents. He receives a brand new contract. He's staying at Indiana because Penn State was maybe looking at hiring him as their new head coach. That's not going to be the case. Cross his name off of the list. Under his previous deal, I was reading this, under his previous deal, Cignetti's buyout was set to drop to $10 million on December 1st, a number that now climbs to $15 million under his new contract. If Indiana fires Cignetti without cause during his new deal, his $93.25 million becomes fully guaranteed. So he signs his new contract to stay at Indiana.
Bro.
If you want to fire me, you're going to pay me $93.25 million. And his buyout is going to be $15 million. God,
this is where my mindset differs from all the other coaches that get into coaching. All the other coaches get into coaching because they're competitive and they want to win and they want to build a legacy. If you give me a $92.3 million buyout, I'm tanking. Like, I'm intentionally sucking. Fire me. Give me that money. Let me retire. Toes up.
Well, his buyout's $15 million, but if they fire you,
yeah,
you're going to get $93.25 million. So if you suck, from here on out, and they want to decide to get rid of you in 3 years, guess what? Pay me. The Hoosiers went 9-27 in the 3 seasons under Tom Allen before Cignetti got the job there at Indiana. So obviously he's turned a program around there at Indiana, and now you're going to pay me.
That's money that I would expect Indiana to pay their basketball coach. Like,
well, yeah.
Indiana's a basketball school.
Not anymore.
And not anymore. And that's going to be weird. That's going to be a very weird adjustment. Now,
I think that's going to trigger.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's going to trigger a lot of other places.
You got to buckle up your coach.
Yeah. If you want to secure your coach, Penn State's looking at a lot of people, according to all the rumors and the news that we've been getting. They're looking at a lot of people. Now there's everybody else that may think their coach is in the mix. Do we all ante up and pay our guy? Matt's already making a hell of a lot of money in Nebraska. Do we pay him more to keep him?
Well, the average median just went up.
That's what I said.
Yeah, the average median just went up. The price, to pay somebody a relatively competitive salary. I mean, and you're going to look and if you're an employee, absolutely, you're going to go say stuff like that.
The latest guy to pop up, and
Yeah.
I'll throw this in, Marcus Freeman, the head coach at Notre Dame.
Oh, Notre Dame's struggling a little bit.
Well, that's the latest hot name popping up at Penn State.
Sure.
But Notre Dame's in a position to maybe ante up to keep Marcus there with the Irish. Do we do the same? Do we do the same here?
I was talking with Clam about this just yesterday. We're shooting the breeze about Nebraska football, and he mentioned the Sagnetti contract extension, and he was like, "Well, we probably got to pony up and get some money to Matt Rule." And I don't know that there was an interesting clip from the press conference that you played the day after the Franklin firing, and of course all the questions in the room about whether or not Rule was going to entertain the idea of potentially leaving and becoming Penn State's coach. And he was talking about investments, and he was talking about putting the floor essentially so that you can continue to build a championship caliber program year after year. He said he wants to be a champion, and look at his graphics, right? All of his graphics from Baylor and Temple, he doesn't have shiny trophies at the end of those. He just has really nice records. There's no national titles. There's no playoff appearances. There's no trophies. So the guy wants to win, and he wants to win a championship and basically finish the job. You know, everywhere else he's gone, he's got lured out. Baylor from Temple, right? I mean, that's a logical, huge stepping stone in your career. The NFL from Baylor, a huge stepping stone in your career. Well, you're at Nebraska. Nebraska's a pinnacle blue blood in college football, and you're going to build it into a championship contender. To be honest with you, a move to Penn State would be lateral in your career. And so he was talking about investments. And in that, I think he's mentioning he wants to see more funds rather than himself get paid. Him get that contract extension in the middle of the season rather than all of that going towards him. He wants to see it going to the program so that he continues to have money to lure college recruits, so that the university, I should say, continues to have money that we can lure these big name recruits in, these 5-stars. It's an arms race right now to get as much money in your war chest as possible, because the transfer portal from here and this point forward is going to be a Wild West showdown. And so I think from Coach Rule's perspective, when he was talking about those investments that you make into the program, he was talking to the donors. And he was saying, we need to put more money in that 1890 war chest so that we can continue to be competitive in recruiting. And if you give me those investments, if he sees that investment into this program, that buy-in factor from the donors and not necessarily the athletic department or the regent signing a check for him, if we're throwing it into the 1890 Foundation and he's saying, I have some resources to win and continue to be a winner here, I think he stays.
He mentioned, I remember that quote that he was talking about $30 to $40 million for his football team. Mm-hmm. $30 to $40 million. I don't think we're anywhere close to that.
Let's give him 50.
Yeah. Along that same line, Penn State has lost almost their entire recruiting class coming up here.
Oh,
a 4-star quarterback pulled his commitment yesterday. That goes along with the other 2026 commits. They've also lost a 4-star wide receiver and a 3-star wide receiver because of the firing there at Penn State. So they're losing a lot of the recruits. That's what happens. You change coaches. Everybody is on social media all the time. Fire the coach, fire the coach, fire their coach. It's going to be years to recover. So the 2026 class is going to be gone for Penn State, and they had 4-stars and 3-stars and more 4-stars signing with Penn State. Now they say, you're going to make a coaching change? You're not getting us. It takes years to recover when you make a coaching change.
Mm-hmm.
So be careful what you ask for. And I think we've been in that boat before here at Nebraska. Be careful what you ask for.
Great. Grass isn't always greener. Grass is not always greener. And I'll admit, from the Cardinals' perspective, and I used to be a fire the coach guy when it came to Mike Schilt. He ended up going over to the Padres. Mike Schilt was the former manager before Ollie. Mike Schilt at least took us to some playoff games, and it was one of those scenarios where we went to the playoffs, but we didn't do enough, right? And so collectively, the St. Louis brass, get rid of this clown. Man, what I would give to have Mike Schilt come back in and manage the St. Louis Cardinals, because the grass isn't always greener. You're not the program, the team, the franchise you think you are. Tom Thibodeau. And the Knicks thought they were going to get everybody and anybody they asked, right? They said, we have the hottest job in basketball, and we can pull any coach. And after the top 6 coaches rejected him, they probably could have just called Tom back and been like, hey, we messed up. But they didn't, and they downgraded. So the grass isn't always greener.
How embarrassing would that be for your organization? You fire a guy, and then you find out that you can't get anybody worth a hoot that even is interested in this job, and you call the guy back and say, hey, sorry, dude, could you come back? We made a mistake.
I can, but for $10 more million. Yeah,
even that. How embarrassing would that be?
Oh, that'd be great.
God, that'd be great.
I want to hit week 7 on Survivor because the picks are out.
Yeah, I saw that.
They've been unveiled. And I said we were going to have the Kansas City New England split. We kind of have that. But then there's Dennis and Lexi.
Are on the Bears.
On the Chicago Island.
Who are the Bears? Who are they
scratches
playing?
My head.
Chicago. Who are the Bears playing this weekend?
I'm looking right now.
God. How do you get to week 7 in your Survivor pool?
They're playing the Saints.
That's going to be a tough game.
I think the Saints have been playing a lot better offensively.
How do you get to week 7? You've got 32 teams in the NFL.
Yep.
How do you get to week 7 in your Survivor picks and go out on the limb and pick the Bears?
Careful
wow.
For. I mean, they both had the Patriots and the Chiefs available. But they are apparently going and throwing the curveball and rolling with the Chicago Bears. So there are
Bears?
Three islands.
So basically we got to watch 3 games this weekend.
We got tie and tie on New England. The other tie is on Kansas City, along with you.
And we got Chicago.
And you got Little E is also on Kansas City. And then you got Dennis and Lexi. So there's 3 Chiefs, 2 Bears, and 2 Patriots.
Wow. I would never thought that the Bears would appear in week 7.
I wouldn't have thought the Bears would have appeared, period.
Yeah, well, the way we talked about them earlier this season before the year got started.
That would have been a last-ditch effort. It'd be like a week 15, and I am down to the Bears, the Browns, and who else is miserable?
Well, still,
Raiders.
We get through 18 weeks of the season. You still got a lot of picks available. A lot of teams available, even when we get down to the nitty-gritty, if we make it that far.
Right.
You still got a lot of teams to choose from.
Not a lot of good ones.
But you got to roll the dice occasionally, and evidently we got some people in the league this week.
They're liking it. They're liking
the Bears.
With
the Bears. What about the Blazing 5 this week?
That's at 7:30.
Yeah, that's at 7:30 coming up here shortly. It's at 7:24.
There's a lot of trap games. And I'm going to walk into a few of them.
Are you? You're going to take the trap?
I looked at it and I'm like, that's a trap. Here we go. Walk.
You know what we were discussing yesterday in the press box out at the softball complex? We were kind of talking about
Blazing 5.
About the Blazing 5. and how miserable I have been the last 2 weeks. I have gone 1-4 the last 2 weeks. I was talking to Little Lee in the press box yesterday. He says, you know what would be great? You've got the Chiefs in or you got your Chiefs in the Survivor contest. He says, I'd pick the Raiders. Pick the Raiders in your Blazing Five to cover.
Ooh.
So you'll have to stick around and see if I took his advice. He said, that would be cool. You take the Chiefs in your Survivor because they're favored by, God, almost 2 touchdowns. And then you come back and take the Raiders in your Blazing Five to cover their spread, which could happen.
Yeah.
So you might have to see if I go with a little E.
I actually think that's a good play. I scratched my head at it at first when you said it, but then as I played it back and rolled back the tape, and I think that's a field goal game, man. I just do.
It usually is. It's a close game. A field goal, a touchdown, maybe 10 points.
Oh, shit. I already locked in my picks.
So, yeah,
now
you can't change it.
I kind of want to jump on that.
Yeah, we discussed that in the press box. Another thing, I was doing my part of the show yesterday in the press box, so obviously I had some people listening to what I was saying yesterday as we got through the show yesterday.
Okay.
One true-blooded Kansas City Chiefs fan that was kind of sitting over there listening to what we had to say. He immediately said, how could that happen? How could you be a Kansas City Chiefs fan? And then that was back when I was giving you the Raiders and the Cowboys being a second tier.
Oh, yeah.
He said, how in the hell can you be a true-blooded Kansas City Chiefs fan
and like a team in your division,
and then put on a second tier the Raiders?
It is a wild theory for me.
I took so much guff.
You should, because it's wild.
Well, then the PA announcer, he's a true-blooded Chicago Bears fan.
Yeah.
So Pete asked him, he says, do you like the Green Bay Packers?
And he says?
He said he don't hate the Packers.
Yeah.
He just don't cheer for the Packers.
That's an acceptable answer. Like, I don't hate the Dolphins.
Just because they're in the same division as the Bills.
I don't hate the Dolphins.
And I told Pete, I said, I probably started liking the Raiders because I hit on them betting football. I probably jumped on their bandwagon. I said, right now, I probably couldn't name 5 people on the roster.
Man, I don't think Raiders fans can name 5 people on the Raiders roster.
Not even the guys that truly love the Raiders?
Genty, the rookie.
Yeah, I don't know if I could name 5 people on the current roster. In fact, right now, crazy. I couldn't even tell you who the starting quarterback is. It's, what's his face?
It's Russ.
He came in from Seattle with Pete Carroll.
Yeah, Russ.
Yeah. So, anyway, we are blowing through the half hour here. We are up against the clock.
We've got to absolutely nothing really accomplished. The Blazing 5 updates. Congratulations, by the way, to the Hawkettes going to the state championship in state softball. Looking for that elusive state title.
Yeah, we'll see if they can get her done on Monday. Going to be playing at Bowling Stadium, the home of the Huskers. It'll be a 12 o'clock game. St. Cecilia will play either Central City or Bishop Newman. Those two teams will play again this morning at 10. Central City beat Newman yesterday, so both of those teams have a 1 loss in the state tournament, so they'll play the if necessary game today at the Smith Complex beginning at 10, and the winner will play St. Cecilia on Monday for the state championship. That's a game you'll be able to hear on Monday right here on Extreme Sports, beginning with a pregame about 11:50. So we'll talk about more about state softball coming up. It's a 7:29 as you wake up with Mike and Tyson this morning. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
The Adams County Sheriff's Department has been receiving calls about an attempted scam going around. If you receive a call of someone claiming to be from the Sheriff's Department alleging that you have failed to appear for court or a hearing and demanding money to avoid arrest, it is a scam. The Adams County Sheriff's Department would never ask for money over the phone or ask you to send cash, gift cards, Bitcoin, or money transfers. Again, you're reminded to never give personal information over the phone to anyone who calls you. Easy for me, I never answer the phone. Charges have been filed against a Grand Island man after he shot at Nebraska State Patrol troopers early Wednesday morning. Investigators with the Technical Crimes Unit were serving a search warrant as part of a child pornography investigation. As investigators attempted to serve the search warrant, the resident, identified as 43-year-old Justin Jelinek, was observed holding a shotgun. He initially complied with commands to put down the weapon, but he then refused to exit the residence. Jelinek then went into another room, retrieved a different firearm, and fired at least one shot towards the troopers at the front door of the residence. Nobody was struck by gunfire, and a search of the home revealed over 20 firearms and over 5,000 rounds of ammunition. It is now 7:30. With that, we'll spin things back over to you, Mike. What's going down in sports?
Nebraska football team will play at Minnesota tonight. The Huskers 5-1 in the season. The Golden Gophers are 4-2. Nebraska is coming off of that 34-31 win at Maryland and will be looking to win back-to-back road games for the first time since 2006. Kickoff will be at 7 o'clock tonight. You'll be able to see it on Fox. The Nebraska volleyball team is on the road this weekend. Huskers will play at Michigan tonight at 6 before playing at Michigan State on Sunday at 1. The women's soccer team beat USC 3-2 last night. Huskers are now 8-3-5 in the season, 3-3-3 in the conference. They'll stay in Los Angeles to take on UCLA on Sunday beginning at 3. The Nebraska men's basketball team will host BYU in an exhibition game on Saturday in Lincoln. Tip-off will be at noon. It's the first of 2 exhibition games for the Huskers before they open their season on November 3rd against West Georgia. For the first time since 2022, Hastings St. Cecilia will have a chance to play for a state softball championship. The Hawkettes beat Centura yesterday 11-2 in 5 innings to advance to the championship game on Monday at Bolin Stadium in Lincoln. St. Cecilia will play either Bishop Neumann or Central City. Those 2 teams will play another game today after Central City beat Neumann yesterday by a score of 5-3. The other championship games are set. Millard North will play Lincoln Southwest in Class A. Northwest will play Beatrice in Class B. The Vikings beat Omaha Skutt yesterday by a score of 4-1. High school football last night. Franklin beat Axtell 63-8. Grand Island outscored Bellevue East 55-20. Lawrence Nelson beat Giltner 64-0. Tonight, Hastings High will host Lexington. Adams Central is at Lincoln Christian. And St. Cecilia is at Donovan Trumbull. NFL last night, Evan McPherson had a 36-yard field goal with 7 seconds remaining. Cincinnati beat Pittsburgh 33-31. Major League Baseball playoffs last night. The Los Angeles Dodgers over Milwaukee 3-1. The Dodgers lead the National League Championship Series 3-0. In the American League Championship Series, Toronto defeated Seattle 8-2. That series now tied up at 2 games apiece. That's your check in your sports headlines at 7:33 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
More fall-like weather as we get into the weekend and into next week. Hey everybody, Tim Jones with your forecast. 74 and sunny on this Friday. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear and 48 overnight Friday night to Saturday morning. 67 and windy on Saturday. We'll have north-northwest winds gusting up to 35 miles per hour. 37 the overnight low Saturday night to Sunday and a high of 67. And we may be looking at our first frost of the season on Sunday morning.
As you wake up, get going this morning, west winds at 5. We got clear skies. It is 58 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
At Bamboo, At Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center in Hastings, you can now experience the Balancer Pro lymphatic system, a relaxing, touchless treatment that works while you simply sit back. Using the principles of manual lymphatic drainage, it helps flush out swelling, reduce toxins, ease muscle soreness, and promote total body wellness. Whether you're recovering from surgery, looking to contour and tone, aiming for weight loss, or just wanting to feel lighter and more energized, the Balancer Pro lymphatic system delivers results you can feel immediately. Perfect for athletes, post-op recovery, detox, or anyone who just wants to look and feel their best, because it's for everybody with a body. Come try it today at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings.
I'm John Butler, Funeral Director and Owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the Advanced Funeral Planning Specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboards and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
Mike Will, Science Center Bronick with you. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for a Friday. We're running behind, but we can't delay the fact here. It's time. It's time once again.
I fell into a burning ring of fire.
We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning. We didn't start the fire. Goodness, your records just quitting balls of fire.
It's time for the Extreme Sports Blazing 5.
Woo-hoo-hoo. That time of the week again.
I had music of the year, man.
Yeah, I actually had time to sit down and study yesterday in between games, which is odd.
AKA, ask the experts in the room. Get some help from Theo, Baker, and Little E.
I had to get off with a snide. I've been 1-4 the last 2 weeks, and I'm in dead-ass last in our selections here. You got the lead. IT guy is even ahead of me. He's in second place. So what? Here you go. Grab your pen. Grab your piece of paper. Take these selections to the bank. I feel good.
Reverse them.
Ole Miss. Ole Miss is playing at Georgia. Ole Miss getting 7.5 points this week.
Okay.
Georgia lost to Ole Miss last year, 28-10. Lane Kiffin, the head coach at Ole Miss, is 3-1 against the spread in his last 4 games as an underdog. Willie's winner this week. Give me Ole Miss. Penn State is on the road playing at Iowa. Penn State's lost their quarterback. They've lost their coach in the last week. Never fear. Penn State's got 2 future NFL running backs on their team that's still with the team, Katron Allen and Nicholas Singleton.
Wow.
Iowa just allowed a season high in rushing yards last week, and they haven't scored a touchdown offensively in 3 straight games. Give me Penn State this week to cover against the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Okay.
Hawaii is playing at Colorado State.
What?
Colorado State is favored by 2.5 points. Hawaii is on a roll. Rainbows have won back-to-back games against Air Force and Utah State. They have scored 44 points a game in each of those games. They've also accumulated 530 yards of total offense per game. Colorado State, their defense is horrible. They can't stop running water. In fact, they're in the bottom 5 in the nation in pass defense. Give me Hawaii.
Aloha.
Oh, aloha. Give me Hawaii to cover at Colorado State.
I like it.
And then my NFL selections this week. Miami is playing at Cleveland. Cleveland favored by 2.5 points. The Browns shouldn't be favored over the Huskers of our Hastings Midget Football League team. Give me the Miami Dolphins to beat Cleveland this week. And look at this. The New York Giants are playing in Denver against the Broncos.
Yeah, baby. Cam Scatterbo.
Denver's favored by 7.
What?
Yeah, Denver's favored by 7. Give me Jackson Dart and the New York Giants.
Oh.
Yeah, give me the Giants to cover at Denver. So there's my Blazing 5 for this week. Feeling good. A lot of research done this week, as
Jesus,
you can tell.
You put some thought into it.
Ole Miss, Penn State, Hawaii, Miami, and the New York Giants. Book them. Those are my Blazing 5 picks for this
Beautifully
week.
done. Beautifully done. Great research. Less research, more bells and whistles and music coming from an ice cream truck that's a trap, and I'm going to walk right into that trap. There's traps all over on the spreads this week. First in the ACC, the Ramblin' Wreck of Georgia Tech, they're unbeaten on the year. They're going into Duke as a 1.5-point dog. Here, boy. Here, boy.
Here, boy.
Here, boy, my first dog of the week, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets.
What a
against
treat.
The Duke Blue Devils. 1.5.
What a little doggy treat?
Another treat. Woof, woof. Apparently there's a lot of dogs in this house this week. The LSU Tigers. They're going into Vandy. Vandy is a 2.5-point favorite. I bet against Vandy once this year with Alabama. I cashed in on that bet. And I'm betting against the Vanderbilt Commodores again. Vanderbilt is still Vanderbilt. I don't care about Dylan Pavia. 2.5. Give me the LSU Tigers to roar. Another dog. Woof, woof. James Madison, the Dukes. They got a dog as their mascot.
I'll take him.
James Madison's got a dog as their mascot, and they're a dog against Old Dominion.
Are you kidding me?
Absolutely a trap. And I'm walking right into it with my doggy treats and my milk boat underwear. James Madison, the Dukes, at plus 1.5 versus Old Dominion. Then we're going to go follow the money. We're going to go green, baby.
Oh,
just
geez.
like Dusty in the movie Twister. The Mean Green of North Texas have an inter-Texas battle this week against Texas San Antonio at the Alamo. -4, North Texas, a 4-point favorite. You know I'm taking the Mean Green. And then the Washington Commanders had a very lackluster performance last Monday. They're now taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas is awful. Dallas is bad. And I think Washington rebounds this week after a poor performance a week ago. Give me Jaden Daniels, Deebo Samuel, Luke McCaffrey, and the rest of the Washington Commanders to knock off the Cowboys in convincing fashion and cover the 1.5-point spread. Put them up.
They're up. They're coming up. So there you go.
There they are.
There's the picks. Tyson has got a 26-14 record.
That's big.
For the year. There's his picks. Georgia Tech, LSU, North Texas, James Madison, and the Washington Commanders. I am 19-21, but feeling good this week. All dogs. Here, boy. Here, boy. Ole Miss, Penn State, Hawaii, the Miami Dolphins, and the New York Giants. IT guy sandwiched in between us. 22-18. There's his picks. He likes UNLV at Boise State.
Does he bet UNLV every week?
Seems like it.
Jesus.
It's like his second home. UNLV at Boise State. He also likes the overs on that LSU Vanderbilt game. He's going to be on LSU with you.
Yeah, boy.
Then he likes the Cleveland Browns over Miami, so he's against me on that. And the IT guy, he likes the Colts.
Sure.
Over the Chargers.
I was looking at that too.
There's his picks. All right, so well done, boys.
You didn't take the Chiefs or the Raiders in your Blazing Five.
I shied away from Little E's suggestion.
Yep.
So there's our picks. I'm feeling good. Of course,
Go ahead.
I always feel good.
You do until Saturday, until kickoff. Got to get to some errors and omissions on the show. We don't know a damn thing about the Raiders, and it proves. Their starting quarterback's Geno Smith.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah, we said Russell Wilson. Whoops.
Where's he at? Russell Wilson is at the Jets. Yeah, he's playing for the Jets.
Doesn't matter. Moving on. Errors and omissions.
Smith. So, all right. What else we got going on? Football this week. Hastings College is playing Concordia tomorrow at Lloyd Wilson Field. The Bulldogs are 4-1 on the season. They lost last week to Midland in double overtime, 60-52. That was after they had a 38-7 lead in the second half. They ended up losing to Midland 60-52 in double overtime last week. So it's going to be 3-3 Hastings against 4-1 Concordia. Had a chance yesterday to meet up with Concordia head coach Patrick Daberco, and we talked about last week's ball game.
Yeah, it's not a fun thing to talk about, and that's for sure. Whenever you have disappointment like that, it's kind of a fork in the road for your guys and for your locker room and for your coaching staff and for the program. And so it's really important that you frame things out in a healthy way. And so we talk a lot about, hey, when something doesn't go right, on the field or off the field, and you don't know which way is up, you just got to look at the next thing in front of you, and then you got to do the next right thing. And so I think it's a lot about the conversations that are had in the locker room. It's the conversations that are had in the dining hall and in the dorms. Like, what are our conversations like after something like this happens? Do we have finger pointing, or are we owning our mistakes? And I see it, immediately in the locker room. We had guys who were owning mistakes, and we're not pointing fingers. Anytime you lose a game like that, you really feel like you shouldn't have lost. And it goes into double overtime, and it's homecoming, and you just feel like you've disappointed people. You just got to reframe and do the next right thing, and so that's been our focus. And I'm really proud of how our group has refocused as the week of practice went on.
Yeah, talk about the week. Do they put everything behind them? They're going to learn from mistakes and just move on to the next game?
Yeah, I think that has to be the goal, and I think the sooner you get there, the better your team is. And one thing that that's just great about football, and one of the reasons I coach is there's just so many lessons that you can pull from it. It really mimics life. And so, anybody who's been through life as an adult, it gets pretty dicey, and life is messy, and there's unexpected stuff that happens. And, you currently, we certainly experienced that on Saturday in our last outing. And when things just don't go right, you got to really look in the mirror and then you got to get up. And a lot of life is not what happens to you, but how you respond to it. And so I've been happy with the response. Our guys are not, our locker room culture is very healthy here. We have guys who've been playing together for a long time, and so that certainly helps in responding to setback.
When you look back to the past few minutes of that ball game, the last couple of minutes of the ball game, was it just a combination of errors on your part, or did Midland do some special things to come back to win that ball game?
Well, Midland did. So, oh man, it hurts me to say this. Midland did some good things. I think the Hastings crowd would probably not want to compliment Midland either, but that's the GPAC. They did some great things, and we really failed to do what we needed to do. And we found ourselves down in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes to go, and we needed a 2-minute drive to seal the game and or to put the game into overtime. And we were able to go and put it into overtime, and then it went into a second overtime. And it was a very hard fought, disappointing outcome, but a memorable game, I'm sure, for everybody who was there. And I'll be trying to forget it, but it was definitely a barn burner and something that we learned a lot of lessons from. And moving forward, we probably don't even know how many lessons we learned from it until we'll be years down the road and go, oh man, I remember when that happened. We're going to go left instead of right, because of that. So,
Coach, you get the Broncos coming off of a bye week and coming off of their upset win at Northwestern a couple of weeks ago, facing a team that's playing with a lot of confidence right now.
Yeah, it's clear as you watch Hastings on film that the confidence is growing from week to week, and that is no surprise. That the wins that they've had and even some of the losses that they've had, you can see what they're capable of, and they'll certainly be a handful for everybody for the rest of the season.
What stands out when you pop the film in and watch the Broncos?
Well, I think you guys had some quarterback changes, and I think we really liked Carson Kudlicek coming out of high school, and we really wanted him to come here. So we're still kind of butthurt about that, but he's just done such a great job coming in and quarterbacking. I've been super impressed watching him on film, and you just got guys like Jake Bargan. They're very talented, and the receiving core is aggressive, and they're as good at blockers as they are catchers, and then the offensive line, I think, gets better every week. And so watching the offense, they present a lot of different things, maybe not different things, but just they do things a little bit differently than you see week to week. And so they'll be a handful for sure. And then defensively, they like to run and hit, and they got corners who can lock you down and safeties who like to fill the alley, and linebackers who, I think Dawson Kissinger is another one of those Hastings St. Cecilia guys that said no to me also. So we really just there's a lot of good football played in the Hastings area in the high school ranks, and so it's you look at the depth chart for the Hastings Broncos, and you kind of just go, man, we kind of missed that kid, because he's really killing it in the GPAC, and it's something that we feel like we really we go up against Hastings a lot in recruiting, and to be able to face them on Saturdays is fun, but we face them all year. And so looking at their depth chart, it's definitely a lot of swings and misses for us, and hopefully they look at ours and say the same thing. But it'll be an exciting GPAC matchup for sure.
Anytime we play teams like Concordia, Doane, and Midland, they just come to be a special type of football games. You get that feeling too?
Yeah, it's the old NIAC schools. I think we all kind of have a common, that these rivalries go way back. I think I saw somewhere this is close to the 60th time that Hastings and Concordia University have played, and I know that Hastings has played Doane quite a few more times than that. But anytime you're playing another institution for the close to the 60th time, I think it's there's definitely some rivalry that's formed through those battles, and certainly today we'll add to that, and it's a fun one to be a part of, and definitely one that has shaped my college experience, when I was coming through.
All right, Coach, what are you telling your guys? How do you win this thing today?
Well, I think it goes back to doing what you need to do up front. If you're not good up front, you don't have a chance. And so offensive and defensive line is where it all starts and where it all ends. If we can do the simple things at a high level, especially at those positions, take care of the football and fly around on defense, then we'll have a shot. And it should be a great game, and we're absolutely looking forward to it.
All right, the game tomorrow going at 1 o'clock out at Lloyd Wilson Field. 12 o'clock noon will be a Pigskin preview tomorrow here on Extreme Sports, as 4-1 Concordia plays Hastings College at 3-3. You're waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. This is a Huddle Up on Extreme Sports at 7:55. We'll have more after this on Extreme Sports.
At Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center in Hastings, you can now experience the Balancer Pro lymphatic system, a relaxing, touchless treatment that works while you simply sit back. Using the principles of manual lymphatic drainage, it helps flush out swelling, reduce toxins, ease muscle soreness, and promote total body wellness. Whether you're recovering from surgery, looking to contour and tone, aiming for weight loss, or just wanting to feel lighter and more energized, the Balancer Pro lymphatic system delivers results you can feel immediately. Perfect for athletes, post-op recovery, detox, or anyone who just wants to look and feel their best, because it's for everybody with a body. Come try it today at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
Join us at Miletovist Winery for The Day the Internet Died, a hilarious mystery dinner that you become a part of. Hey, this is Mick inviting you to get your tickets for 2 unforgettable nights, October 18th and November 8th. Gather your friends, enjoy a great meal, crack the case before dessert. Seating is limited, so get your tickets today at MiletovistWinery.com, and don't miss the mystery that everyone will be talking about, The Day the Internet Died. Get your tickets online at MiletovistWinery.com, St. Paul, Nebraska.
Will Tyson and Bronick with you. It's a Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. A couple of other things I wanted to throw in here before we get out of here. Hastings College women's basketball team picked by the league's coaches to finish third this year in the Great Plains Athletic Conference. Broncos were 25-8 last year, 17-5 in the conference. Dordt was picked to win the championship this year with the Dakota Wesleyan second. Hastings College women will open their season next Friday night against Mayville State. That's Lynn Farrell Arena. Hastings College men were picked to finish 9th this year. Broncos, of course, struggled a season ago, 5-22, 4-16 in the conference. Northwestern was picked to win the conference championship this year. The Broncos will open the season likewise next Friday night in the Bellevue Classic in Omaha against Central Methodist. So a couple of preseason polls out yesterday from the Great Plains Athletic Conference, 7:58. Blowing right through the hour. I'm sure there's some stuff we didn't get to today. Obviously, we know nothing about Russell Wilson.
Nope.
We
clue.
We thought he was a starting quarterback for the Seahawks. He's not.
Don't throw the "we" in there. I thought he was the starting quarterback for the Seahawks.
I thought he was a starting quarterback for the Jets.
Actually, Raiders. Sorry.
The Raiders.
Yeah.
Then I tell you, it was with the Jets. I think we're all wrong. Our top-notch research department says he's the backup quarterback of the Giants.
I don't think it's a top-notch research department. I just think he knows a little bit more about Russell Wilson than we apparently do.
Obviously, we don't give a damn about Russell Wilson.
No.
Never did.
Never did.
Yeah, we don't even know where he's at.
Ryan Martin also chiming in. Thanks to Flacco and Rodgers and Scherzer last night, who just dominated for the Jays. Getting it done at ages of 41, 42, and Martin's feeling pretty good at 43 years old. Sign him up to play professionally. Let's go. Dude, how are you feeling good at 43, Ryan? Like, I sneezed, and I'm pretty sure I dislocated a rib. 40 has not been kind, and I'm not even 40 yet. Like, I've still got 4 months to go. Yeah, sneezed and...
You're gonna be 40 this year?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Are you getting the AARP stuff in the mail yet?
You know how often I check my mailbox. So
you only check it when you know there's a check in there.
I check it when you text me, there's a check in your mailbox, and I'm like, ooh, I'm getting money. And I leave all the other bills and shit in there.
And I don't even use the right mailbox.
Nope.
Yeah, I just noticed the other day when I had to drop something off to you that you've got 2 mailboxes.
Yes, sir.
You've got one on the road.
One's for bills.
That you open like once a month?
That we open once a month.
And then you got the one up on your house.
That's for
that
checks.
I put stuff in all the time.
Well, I shouldn't say that's for checks because then people are going to be checking my
mailbox.
mailbox.
Don't check your mailbox.
Yeah.
I just put stuff in there
that's not bills.
Are work related. I need to.
That are work related.
Yeah, that cobwebs and stuff in there.
Well, yeah, because that's how often I get paid.
Yeah.
Any noodles.
That mailbox, it's kind of gross. You need to maybe spend some time and clean out that mailbox so my papers that I bring over to you, they don't come out looking gross. Yeah, the mailbox you got in your house is gross looking inside.
I will tend to the front patio for you today. Although there's a big ass spider, and so I'm kind of scared of it. Like, I'm not kidding you. He resides near the mailbox, and so I'm always fearful of going out there and scaring the spider. Shall we get to Husker predictions?
We shall. It's Friday. We're playing on a Friday night again. Minnesota, 7 o'clock starting time tonight on Fox. And we talked about this up in the press box yesterday during our slack time. And you brought it up on the show earlier this week. Minnesota really hasn't played anybody.
They have nobody.
You know, there's no glaring game, no glaring win on their schedule. Say, oh, God, they beat them. Or,
are you impressed with their double-digit victory over Buffalo?
Yeah. They really haven't awed anybody yet. Mm-mm. I just hope they don't awe somebody tonight.
Yeah.
I think the Huskers are still favored by 6.5, 7 points.
It's been up and down. Like, I thought it was going to continue to go up. It's just been hovering around the. It's now back to 7. It was down at 6.5 last night. Back to 7. This morning.
All right. Based on that, and based on what we talked about yesterday, they really haven't awed anybody yet.
Mm-hmm.
I like Nebraska tonight.
Yep.
In fact, I almost put them in the Blazing 5. I like Nebraska tonight. I've done a lot of research.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the Huskers tonight by 10.
Okay.
I know these games have been close in the past, but every year is different. I think Nebraska goes up. We're focused. I think Nebraska goes up there and wins by 10. Give me the Huskers tonight, 27-17. Nebraska
27-17.
Yep.
So you got them by 10. Shaner's chimed in. He's got 27-21 for 6.
So he's going to be right on the line.
And I like Nebraska. Add a field goal for me. We're going to win by 13.
Wow.
30-17.
That would be impressive.
Add a field goal. We'll hang 30.
If we go up there and beat Minnesota 30-17, that would be an eye-opener. That would be one of those awe games, I think, I was talking about.
Again, this is a stretch where we need to do it, you know?
I know we need to do it, but can we do it?
Right. Minnesota, Northwestern coming in. And if we're going to be that, if we're going to continue that trend, if we're going to continue to be a championship caliber football team, these are games you need to win. And at some point, maybe just to appease the pitchforks and flamethrowers and the fan base, we need to win one of these convincingly. And after what I can only imagine was kind of a tumultuous week media-wise, Matt Rhule just wants to football. He just wants to football, and I think we football tonight against Minnesota.
Wow, that would be an impressive win. 30-17. Lou Dog is checked in.
Run the damn ball. Let's go. That's right, my man.
I just run the ball.
Emmett.
Run the ball. Yeah, Emmett tonight. He was
Healthy
born.
dose.
He was born in Minneapolis. Of course, went to school up there, and then joined Nebraska. Now he's going back home. I think they're having their walkthrough practice today at his old high school.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is kind of cool.
That's cool.
So I hope he has a good game tonight. He's going to have a lot of family and friends, of course, in attendance tonight. I hope he has a monster game.
$150 and 2 tutties. Let's go.
Yeah, let's get him a couple 100 yards, shall we?
Run the damn ball.
Yeah, just run the ball. Let Emmett rush for about 200 yards and at least 2 touchdowns, and win like Tyson said, 30-17. That would be an impressive win.
Convincing.
So, anyway, 7 o'clock starting time tonight. You'll be able to see it on Fox. I'll have Hastings College football for you tomorrow. Hastings and Concordia. You heard from Patrick Daberco. They're coming off of a kind of a tough loss last week, losing in double overtime after leading in the second half of that game by 31 points. How do you squander a 38-7 lead in the second half?
Man, that's
anyway.
wild.
They lost to Midland last week. After talking with Patrick yesterday, why is it all of a sudden that Midland is kind of the bad boys of the conference?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he kind of brought it up and kind of smirked about it.
I was telling you this last year.
That
I
Midland
think
has
that
become the bad boys of the conference.
Midland's kind of the team that you get that chip on your shoulder and it gets a little chippy in every sport. You know, we brought it up last year. I think when you were talking with Midland's coach, and I asked, has Midland become the new Doane for Hastings College? And I think Midland's just kind of become that team around the GPAC that they're successful, right? Like
kind of successful.
They'll win in certain competitions, and they've been winning, and it's with like equal level of talent, so that gets under your skin when you start to get a streak of the opposing team winning those games. It's just chippy. It's just chippy. Them the bad boys.
They just don't like each other.
They don't like each other. So yeah. And then Hastings College, obviously, you're coming off your bye week, right? After your best win ever. In easily the last decade of Hastings College football, that win on the road against Northwestern. And then you get the bye week to only continue to get better. So I like Hastings College this Saturday. I think you're going to be in for a fun game.
So I'll go into 1 o'clock tomorrow. I'll be on there with a pregame pigskin preview at 12 o'clock noon. So
Husker bye week, there's like zero excuse not to have the stadium full.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we don't have a Husker game tomorrow, so come on out if you're looking. The weather's going to be great. Come on out. It should pack the place tomorrow with Concordia and Hastings. So, all right, my man. Boy, we covered a lot this week. It's been a very, very busy week with the softball going on, and now we got softball again on Monday with Hastings St. Cecilia playing for a state championship. We've had football and now college football coming up. Huskers playing on a Friday. Maybe next week we can get kind of back to the norm.
What is normal?
We play high school football on Friday night. We play the Huskers and the Broncos on Saturday. So
what is normal in the sports world?
Yes. So, all right. Good luck to your Blazing Five. I certainly am going to need some luck on mine. Survivor. We'll see who's left coming up on Monday.
The Raiders.
All right. I'm on the Chiefs.
So long.
All right. Have yourself a good weekend. Bye.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new home for sports. Join us every weekday morning from 7 until 8 on Extreme Sports.